So yeah, so let's get back to why we do these. I explained to you why, to help you guys, okay? It's the law of reciprocity. So if we're helping, we tend to get back. Okay? Well, we don't charge, I'm not selling any books, I'm not selling any type of seminars or anything like that. So Deacon Hoover Real Estate is our real estate company. We're looking for salespeople. Anybody you know who's a salesperson, maybe with Howard Hanna, Coldwell Banker, Northwood, whatever. They want to come here, have them give myself or Ian Hoover a call, because we're always looking for good agents. We have a newbie agent starting right here. He passed half his test, so let's cross our fingers and hope the other half passed. We do traditional sales, and if you want to buy a house, you want to sell a house, buy an investment, sell an investment, we're licensed. We have a broker of record, which is Ian, my partner. We have about 14 agents. We're on the multi-list. We have as much exposure as the largest company on the planet, which is Keller Williams or Remax. So it's no different if you list your house with us versus a large company. There's no difference whatsoever. We sell houses all the time. Maze Property Management is my property management company. We started that in 2002. We manage about 650 units. If you have a need for our management services, send me an email. I'll send you information about our company. It's a questionnaire. If we're a good fit for each other, or if you refer somebody and we're a good fit for each other, then we can help them out. We're not good fits for everybody. We can't do geographically all of Allegheny County. We can't do every scenario. It just depends. But we're happy to talk to you. Mortgage and Title, we have Jason in the back with the Steeler cap on. He is the owner of Terra Mortgage Services. He can do anything from an FHA loan for a house that's $60,000 to a 6-unit apartment building that's $1.5 million and everything in between. So you want to see him for all your residential and your commercial mortgages. And then we have HD8 Settlement, which is a company I own with Ian and Jason, and we do all title work. So if you have any title work needed, title searches, definitely reach out to us. So ingredients of a successful real estate investment career. It's your real estate knowledge is number one. So whenever you can listen to podcasts, read books, come to events like this, do so. Because the more knowledge, the better. And I'm always learning something. Yesterday with Adam, we learned some things online by looking at some charts and graphs that opened my eyes up. So you're always growing. You have to be a learning-based person. Don't do what I did, which is keep digging holes and expect a different result. Okay, when I got started, I was just young and I knew real estate was simple, and I said, I'm going to do it. I just kept digging the hole. Okay, and then my wife at some point said, can we stop? I got to ask you a question. No, I'm too busy digging. Let's just dig. We're gonna be rich. Opportunities, deals, at bats. It's a numbers game. So if you're not networking with people in this room and you're not calling for sale by owners, you're not always looking for the next deal, you're going to limit the amount of singles, doubles, triples, and grand slams that you get. So the more at bats, the better. And that's really anything, right? The more properties you look at, the more offers you make, the more chances you have of getting a good deal. Okay? Sometimes you have to look at thousands of houses online before you find 100 that you want to look at, before you find 10 that you want to make offers on, before you can get one that's a good deal. That's how many it takes. So if you go out and look for the first time, you look at 20 houses and you find one you like, it's probably not a good deal. So keep that in mind. It might be a good deal, but it's probably not. If you've only looked at 20 houses online and you see one you like as an investment and you think it's a good deal, it's possibly not. So just be really careful there. Network and building relationships, super important. Building your team, we talk about this, accountant, attorney, good mentor, real estate agent, property manager, someone you could just go to who's doing this at a high successful level and ask them questions. Sometimes it's very helpful. Slow down. That's one thing I can tell you from my experience. Slow down and make that first property quality. You know, I just went and bought everything I could, and it was just because I could do it, but it doesn't make financial sense just because you can do it to do it. So slow down, start with one, and it'll compound itself. You know, it will definitely There's a book called The Compound Effect with, and he wrote the Entrepreneurial Roller Coaster. I can't remember. Darren Hardy. Two good books, but The Compound Effect is doubling a penny every day. If you double a penny every day, by day 10 you have like 40 cents. By day 30 it's $5.5 million. So that's, that 30 days, you have to look at that like 30 years, you know, and by year 20 or 22 or 25, you're doubling $2 million every year, and then it grow from there. You have to have the availability of capital. What if you don't? What happens?
It slows you down.
Yeah.
Capital is how many deals you can fund with. One of the factors, how many deals you can do at the same time.
What if you're great at finding deals, but you don't have any money? Partner up?
Yeah, partner up. Somebody who does have money.
Your SOL, or get a partner, yeah. So what if you have lots of money?
SOL means simply out of luck, right?
Of course. If you have lots of money and you don't, or you're not good at finding deals. Like, let's say you work 80 hours a week at your job, but you partner up with someone like myself who can find the deals, because that's the problem I have. I can get the money, but I can't, I can find the deals, but I always can't get the money to fund it. You know, there's only something you can do. That's when you want to partner up with somebody. You know, so whoever you choose as a partner, make sure they complement you. Don't pick someone who's broke, and you're broke, and expect to complement each other. That's just maybe as an example, that there's no reason two broke people can't make it and succeed highly. I'm just saying, it's more difficult, that's all. So when you pick a partner, make sure you pick a partner that complements you, okay? I partner up with a lot of people, so if you see something you think is a good deal, you run it past me, I say, yeah, I think it's a good deal, I think we can make X amount of dollars, we can do this. Maybe subdivide and sell half, rent the other half, something like that. Okay, let's do a deal together. I'll fund it, I'll project manage it, you might have to do some legwork on your end. Okay, so I'm always happy to do that, if we can both make money. Get a leverage and time management, super important, just with anything. That's with your family, with your job, with real estate. Okay, so that was just that was my quick infomercial. Get rid of that. Try not to screw this up. Ian, if I screw this up, I told you to sit up here closer to me. Okay. All right, so who here has an idea? I want you to share, or otherwise I'm going to pick one of you. Who here has a goal as far as they want to retire, they're doing this for retirement, they want to have freedom, financial freedom. Who here has a goal in mind? Anybody? Great. Let's hear it.
I'm 28, but yeah, trying to work my direction towards, like you said, freedom.
Do you have a specific monetary goal? Like what you want your income to be each month? What you want your net worth to be at age 40?
Age 40.
Age 50, age 60, do you have any of that written down? Is it all
$1 million
made down?
by 40.
What's that?
$500,000 by 40 per year.
Okay, $500,000. Okay, so you
Just
want,
because your net worth,
you want a net income of $500,000 a year?
that's different than net worth, that's why I asked.
No, that's fine, net income is fine. So you have to work your way backwards. So this gentleman here, your first name?
Francis Healy.
Francis wants to have $500,000 a year in income by age 40. That's 12 years?
Yeah.
Okay, that's 12 years. That's gonna be a rough one. You can do it. There's no way anybody in this room can't do it. Okay, so now you have to work your way backwards. How are you gonna get there? Do you know? Have you thought it out?
Real estate investment, definitely the direction I want to go with my side stuff, and looking into sales type of roles. Right now, I'm a nuclear engineer, and I'm also a professional cage fighter. So I like to aim high, so.
Interesting, okay. We have a professional MMA
Yeah,
cage fighter.
professional mixed martial arts.
I love it. I love MMA. I've gone to some of the local ones out in Peters Township at the Isoplex.
Yeah, I fought there.
Did you?
Yeah.
I went to two up there. It was cool.
Okay.
Maybe I saw you fight. It's the most recent one.
Can you help me evict tennis?
Go armbar the rent out of it. So you do MMA, so you're a high achiever. You're a nuclear scientist or
Nuclear engineer. We work
nuclear
together.
engineer. And you want to do real estate. Okay. So what you need to do is work your way backwards. How are you going to get there? And let's try to figure it out. So let's help this gentleman figure this out. So we're going to go into real estate appreciation. I pulled up this calculator yesterday. I thought it was very cool. So let's not even look at this first. Let's look at what does normal home appreciation values look like. Can everybody see that? I mean, you don't necessarily have to read
Big
that.
letters, yeah. we
I'm going
can
to
see
pull
the
up the
big
chart
letters.
here. Okay, there it is, from 1991. Okay? 91,
Okay, that's Case Schiller, that's a famous name for that.
is it? Yep. Ooh, I get to use my little thing today. This is awesome. Okay, 91 was right about there. I got my real estate license in 95, right there. Okay, 93 I started investing. I was born in 67, so that'd be down here. Just to let you know. So, I hit the market as a real estate agent when the market was at a low point. So for me, it was always up, right? My first till 2006, 2007, where it dropped off, I never saw any sort of decline in real estate. It was all good. Prices were going up, as you can see, slowly, boom, for some reason, we hit 96 or 98, and then it really started to go up. And real estate was good for me, you know. As a real estate agent, it was good for me. As an investor, it was not good for me. Can anybody tell me why? No one's going to know this answer.
Nothing's for sale.
Because I'm a dumbass. Because I had no idea what I was doing. So here's the problem. Everybody was able to get a mortgage. Everybody, including my dumbass. I was able to get mortgages. That was one of the things. Are you a dumbass? You check that. But, oh, you're approved. So the ability for me, my dumbassness and my how motivated I was, right, and headstrong, and I was so smart that nothing was going to stop me. It enabled me to buy a whole lot of property, and prices were going up and going up. And I was buying property just because I could buy, not because it made sense, or I thought it made sense. Like, for example, I wasn't setting aside enough money per month for repairs. That was killing me. And I had a partner and I was doing things on my own. A lot of times I was doing the repairs by myself, you know, fixing a toilet, going and installing a door with a guy that I knew that we couldn't install a door, so it took us like 8 hours to install a crooked door. I mean, it just was not a good scenario. So I made a whole bunch of mistakes, and in here, this 10-year span, probably accumulated maybe 70 units or so, and they were all losing money. I was losing $4,000 to $5,000 a month, because I bought all these properties at the wrong price and didn't do my homework. So, but I was kicking butt in sales. I was selling $200,000 a year in sales. I mean, I went from being a mechanic making $40,000 to $200,000 within 5 years. So I was knocking them dead. But I was failing on the real estate side. So all that money I was making I was robbing Peter to pay Paul. Okay, that's what I don't want you guys to do. I want you to learn from that mistake, slow down, which I should have done. So that cost me 10 years, and then I hit maybe year, I started to really get my stride probably around 2010. So that's 17 years. I'm dumbass, just hard-headed. You know, it took me a while. I think it's age and maturity, but 2010, I really started to understand where I screwed up, okay? So working smarter versus hard was, one of the eye-openers. So the real estate market was crashing here, so my real estate sales dropped off, so my income dropped off. And why I'm sharing this story with you is because you have to base on your investment career based on your income also. So what you're making as a nuclear physicist, I keep forgetting, nuclear engineer. What you're making as a nuclear engineer, you want to be able to budget that, set that money aside, a certain amount of it, invest, and just continue to invest and live below your means. Don't go out and get a Corvette, don't buy a big house, because those are bad investments, okay? So live below your means. So my income tailed off here, and my real estate, at that point, rents did what? When the real estate market crashed, what
Rents
happened?
went up.
Rents went up. So rental market went up, not significantly, not around here, but they went up. So that was a good thing. I sold probably 30 of my units. I was down to maybe 40. I was only losing maybe $1,000 a month, $2,000. And I was continually selling. I had to sell some good properties, unfortunately, to pay for the bad ones, because some of the bad ones were upside down. I couldn't sell a $100,000 free unit that was only worth 80, so I owed 100. So I had to sell a nice duplex that I owned that I would have loved to have, but I had to do what I had to do, right?
So you flirted with bankruptcy, but you never got.
No, I was
close
never
enough to-
close to bankruptcy, but it was a struggle. Yeah,
It was hard to sleep sometimes.
yeah, yep. I was making enough as an agent to offset
Right,
my stupidity.
right.
Okay, so
Well, you were making enough in one area of expertise
yeah.
to offset
Yeah.
your mistakes in another area where you didn't have as much.
So that goes to show you, if you hire a real estate agent, that doesn't mean they know diddly squat about real estate investing. Because I was a real estate agent, I was in the top couple percent in Pittsburgh. I was, a superstar, so to speak. And I didn't know shit about investing, obviously, right? And I was helping investors buy investments, thinking I knew what I was doing. So when you build your team, you want to get that investor, like, we specialize in investment properties at DHRE, so if you hire one of our agents, they always have me for questions.